What is the crack? Welcome to Horsma. It's a fantasy racetrack. Fantasy racetrack somewhere in Finland. This thing has it all. Loads and loads of bumps. Not for everyone's tastes. It's going to be a bumpy track guide, guys. But it's finished to a really high standard. So it's really cool track. Let's dive into the lap. The way that it works is first lap, I'm going to show you at full speed. I'm going to talk through it as best I can. Everything happens really quickly, so I'll try my best. And then the second part, I break it down corner by corner, so you see exactly where I brake, where I accelerate, all that kind of stuff. And then the last part, I'm just going to talk a little bit to my setup and racecraft on this track. So let's go, let's dive into the lap. So as you can see already, it's pretty frantic. So you want to get a really good run into the start finish straight, which is kind of a little bit curved. Keep an eye out signs on the right at the curb. You want to drop a gear, carry lots and lots of speed through here, as much accelerator as you can. Bit of braking, staying tight to the left here, so don't commit fully to the throttle. I got out a little bit wide there, probably could have done a bit better. It's a very difficult corner. You're flat out here, flat out through this right hander. Keep an eye out for the signs on the left and brake halfway in between them, down to third gear and turn in. Don't touch that curb on the right. Flat out up here, flat again. The apex is just at the crest there. Stay right. Look for the brake marks on the track and brake at those. Fourth gear, accelerate here. Commit to going to the outside of the corner so that you get a nice cut through this kind of semi-chicane. Brake in advance of the signs on the right here. Down to second gear. Carry lots and lots of speed, good acceleration down the hill, off the throttle and back on the throttle after that little corner. Loads of accelerator out here and allow yourself to get right out to the side, to the left hand side. I probably could have gone better in that corner. You don't want to brake in that section, you want to keep as much speed as possible. Again, you saw it was a little bit messy for me, probably could have done better. Brake in advance of the 150, probably around the 175. Second gear. Stay around 3/4 of the track on the right. It's a really weird off-camber crest. Brake just after the bridge, and you're back at the start finish. This was a 140, let's say 141.8. So let's break that down into slightly more detail. So coming into the last corner, I use the bridge as a marker. I brake at the bridge, I drop 2 gears to third gear, catch the apex here. It's a little bit bumpy off camber. Could have done better there, I'd say. Now, this is a very difficult corner, really high speed. Keep an eye out for the 200. So 200, 150, 100, and you see the curb here, and you see there's another sign. The other sign, that's my brake marker. So I brake there, drop down to 5th gear. I probably could go even later and get a slightly later apex there. It's just really hard, really difficult to do that one. So carry a good bit of speed through there. So you're down to 5th. Get on the accelerator as soon as you can. You will go wide there. You won't lose a lot of speed for going on the concrete there. I braked a little bit early here. Could brake a little bit later. The most important thing here is to get the car nice and balanced, and this curb on the left, ideally just at the top of the crest here, you want to be apexing on that curb. I could have been in slightly more. I ended up washing out slightly wide. That cost me a bit, so there's definitely more time left in this lap. Flat out up here, stay nice and wide to the left, catch the apex. Now, as I said, there are signs on the left. There's a 100, and you brake halfway between the 100 and the turn right marker, down to third gear. It's okay to be up on this yellow rumble strip, it's not going to kill you. This one, if you get up on that, it will kill you. It will just spin you around. So the yellow ones on the outside aren't too bad. So keep an eye on them. The lines on the road here for your line. You want to go straight over that crest and stay in close to the right. Now we've got the 150, 100. and then we've got the yellow curb here. The yellow curb here is my brake marker. I go down to 4th gear and turn in, and as soon as the car is slightly settled and as soon as I'm turned in, I accelerate, because this is actually a little bit of a straight. Now this is a very, very important corner, and you see this concrete out at the side? You're kind of aiming for that. You're kind of going out towards that. So see how close I get to that here. But that allows me, in an ideal world, my car would even be over here, because that allows me at my slowest point to be out there so that I can cut right back into this chicane. So you see, I'm not fully committed to the throttle there because I was slightly early. If I go even wider there, you can fully commit to the throttle. And the nice thing about that is this is a pretty long straight here, so you can get more of a run up there. So these signs on the right, I use this little bit of paving as my brake marker. So I go hard on the brakes there, 2nd gear. You don't want to go over this curb, but you do want to get close to it. The car will probably hop a little bit. You get kind of used to it. Accelerate as soon as your car is settled after coming over that crest. Accelerate hard and back off again, and then accelerate hard again. Do go all the way down to 2nd gear. I find that the quickest. Some people might be more comfortable in 3rd gear, but it's about throttle control there. So you're flat out up here. You want to aim for the stadium, or for the seated, the covered seating. So below that covered seating, there's a yellow kind of a tire bale, or sorry, a yellow barrier. You kind of almost want to go towards that. You don't want to obviously go too far. So you see here, my as soon as I see this yellow line, this yellow curb on the left, I lift off and turn in. Again, could have done better there. Could have been slightly later, would have got a better run. This is vitally important. This is the key to getting, for some of you, this is going to find you a second, right? Don't brake here. Don't brake in this section, no matter how tempted you might be. Keep an eye on my throttle inputs. You just want to settle the car and get a good exit out of here. Good exit out of here. Big long straight, not too many bumps on this straight. You want to brake. There's a 200 marker. I brake at pretty much the 175. There's no marker for that. Halfway between the first 2 markers. 2nd gear, you want to be going really, really slowly before this corner. I'm down to like 80 kilometers an hour, 70 kilometers, 60 kilometers an hour. Get a nice run through that corner. So it's a very slow corner. You want to be nice and balanced, get good acceleration. This is a bit of a prick of a bump. You don't want to be too far over to the left because the car will hop a bit. You don't want to be over to the right because you will get dragged off into the dirt. So you want to be about 3/4 on the right hand side. So what I do is I actually, when I'm in car, I look for the top of this tree. It's slightly lighter than the rest of them, and I just aim for that tree. And once you're over the hill, it's very, very easy. But when you do that, and you'll probably hear, there's barely any jump or any undulation there. And again, under the bridge here, down 2 gears, and a good run, and get nice and close to the pit wall. And that's it. That's your 141.8. Definitely a lot more time in. This is a P3 time on the server right now. As for setup, everything is pretty soft. I'm at a ride height of I think about 3, which is lower than you would think. I tried it at 5, tried it at 6. It was just a little bit too bouncy. I actually dialed in a little bit of anti-roll bar because you've got a bit of left and right action going on. What else did I do? This is a low fuel run. Not much else. The diff is quite open. The aero is on absolutely full. As for racecraft on here, similar to any track that goes like this, consistency is key. There are people who will be doing 141s who will DNF in this race because they're just crashing. 142s, 143s. Even if you have a race pace of 145 and you can keep it on the track, you're going to do well in this race. So that's kind of my main bit of advice. Just work on that consistency. Doesn't really matter how fast you are here. Obviously for quali it helps, but cars will be spinning out. One of the nice things about the track though is once cars do spin out, they don't tend to come back onto the track in general. I might eat my words tomorrow on the actual stream, but yeah, that's about it. Really, really fun track, really cool. Can't wait for it. It's going to be a bit of crack, and yeah, that's it for me. Thanks a million. I'll chat to you all later.